Welcome back, it's your guy Engineer Mojo with another car tutorial video. Today I am removing my entire gauge cluster and trim around the cluster. I'm going to show you the step-by-step process on how to remove that. As always, the full tool list is on the screen displayed. Also down below in the video description there is the tool list as well, and if I added any tools you'll find it there. Removal of the dash, trim, and gauge cluster is pretty simple. I usually start with the center lower cover, work to the climate control, go to the center panel finish, lower panel finish, ignition bezel, steering column cover, and then finally the instrument cluster cover or your gauge cluster. Let's start this removal. As noted, I start with the center lower cover removal. This is held in by two small plastic clips. I'm pointing to one right there. There's another one on the other side. You simply just press into the center button and that releases the clip from its holding. Don't forget the other side. Removal is pretty easy. You just slightly pull gently on the clips that are holding it in. Be careful because there are two plugs that are plugged into your accessory power outlets. So you just want to pull this out, rest it slightly on the edge there as shown, and then you'll see the two plugs that you have to remove. 1, 2. Now it's time to remove your AC control faceplate. Sometimes this can be difficult, but with the right tool, it's not bad at all. And that is the special plastic trim removal tool, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But first step is you just want to pull off these knobs, these AC control knobs and flow knobs. Just pull right off. You see there's a keyed connection there. Pull those off. As shown in the tool list, this plastic removal trim tool is very important, very useful. Pick it up, it makes your life very easy just removing your pieces. I just slide this in the groove, find my leverage and just start prying gently away from the clips. It's very easy. Just showing the clip locations here. Next is your center trim removal. This is held on by 3 Phillips head screws. 2 right behind the AC control faceplate, 1 right below your cigarette lighter. These are easy to remove, just use a screwdriver. Be careful here. As you see on this screw, I actually drop it down below. I'm mad at myself, but that's why it's always important to have that trusty magnet to retrieve those. Next, I'm showing you the location of the 3rd screw. It's right there to the right of your cigarette lighter, right below the ashtray holder. Now we continue with the removal of the center tray. Remove the ashtray, take that out, then take your trusty plastic removal trim tool, start taking that off. There are additional plugs here for your cigarette lighter and so forth, and your light and your ashtray. I don't unplug those. I just rest this center trim right over the gear shift and just let it rest there. You don't need to take it off completely if you don't need to. Next is removal of your lower finish panel. It's really easy. It's just 1 screw. I'm showing there 4 10mm bolts, showing you the location of each of those bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the screw. Quick montage showing the removal. This is really easy. Once you take out the bolts and the screw, this pulls right down. Now just rest this on the floor because you still will have the hood latch attachment cable connected to this, and there's no reason to take that off. So you just rest this right on your floor after you remove all the bolts. There's your latch cable. Ignition bezel removal is next. This is really easy as well. Just take your trim removal tool and gently pry off, then unplug the clock. Steering column cover is next. This is 3 Phillips head screws. I use the key to allow rotation of the steering wheel. There's the location of the first screw. The other screw is on the other side. And then the 3rd screw is right on the bottom. I'll show you right now. There you go. Go underneath. Right on the bottom of the cover, you'll see the 3rd Phillips head screw to remove. With removal of the screws, now just deep press on the bottom cover to pop that clip, pull that down, and then take the top cover off. You may need to maneuver the steering wheel to get that off, but it's really easy. Getting really close now. Next is your instrument cluster cover removal. This is not too bad as well. You just have 2 Phillips head screws up top, and then you also have a 3rd Phillips head screw, and I'll show you that location. Pointing out the 2 screws right here that are up top. third screw is right to your left of your steering wheel. And it's not the first big hole you see, but the second small one, which I'll put the pointer on there, right there. For my vehicle, somebody's already taken this cluster off and they didn't put the screw back. So hopefully for yours, you have it in there. After screw removal, the instrument cover can be pulled off pretty easy with your trim removal tool. Just pop around the edges. There will be two connections you'll have to unplug. One is your hazard lights, and that's on the right. You unplug that, and the other one's on the left. That's for your ECT power button. You unplug those, and then you continue to pull the instrument cluster cover out. There's a little bit of a friction connection between the air vent and the duct behind the instrument cover. That's not too bad. Just do a little wiggling, and you'll get that to pop loose. Now for your actual gauge cluster, instrument cluster, there's only 4 Phillips head screws holding this in. Really easy, and then you also have 3 connections that you'll have to unplug that are connected to the back. And then once that's out, you can easily just pull it right out from your vehicle. If you notice in my thumbnail, the whole reason for me doing this is because I have a little bug that's been bugging me for 8 years since I've had this car, this truck, and I wanted to get it out of the gauge cluster. This is really easy. Just take a flathead screwdriver, pop the clips all around the perimeter of the cluster. That pulls off the plastic piece from the white instrument panel. Luckily, only after a few shakes, I was able to get that bug and his or her friends up out of there. There are a few of them in there. If anybody knows what kind of animal this is, please let me know down in the comment section below. It will not be missed, but it won't be forgotten. Been with me for 8 years, staring at me while I'm driving. Hopefully it's a ladybug, because that would be really good luck. Last step for me is a little cleanup and polish before reinstallation, and also a small memorial for my buddy and their friends. I thought that was the least I can do for them. Reinstall of everything is the reverse of removal, and it's actually easier in my estimation to put everything back together. As always, I appreciate you watching the video. If you have any tips to make this easier for myself or other viewers, please comment down below. I love tips. That's one of my favorite parts of creating these videos, creating a helpful community for myself and others. Also, it would be great. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. That also helps me reach more people. Thanks again. It's your boy Mojo. I'm out.